Okay, so here's how we make the graph for number 4. Okay, here's how we make the graph for number 4. So again, we're going to make a table. So we're going to go, let's make the table right here, x, y. And we want to get the y values for -1, 0, 1. So if my x is -1, then I'm going to, then my y is going to be equal to 3 times 2, and then x is -1, so it'll be -1, which makes it a positive 1, okay? Positive 1. So that's just going to be 6. So -1 will be 6. And then to plug 0 in, so it's going to be y is equal to 3 times 2 to the 0, which is just 3 times 1. Remember, anything to the 0 power is 1, so that's how I got 3 times 1, which will give us 3. And then we have 1, okay? So we have 1, so let me do it right here. So we have y is equal to 3 times 2, and we're plugging 1 in, so that gives us -1. Well, 2 to the -1, remember, is 3 times 2 to the -1 is just 1/2, so that'll give us 3 over 2. So right here it'll be 3 over 2. So we're just going to plot these 3 points, and that'll give us our graph. So it's going to be y, so we'll start in the origin. We go -1, 6, so go over to -1 up to 6. And then 0, 3, so we'll start at 0, go up to 3. And then 1 and 3/2. 1 1/2 is about right there. And now notice there's no k value out here. So my asymptote is going to be right here on the x-axis, which is y equals 0. And so we'll just draw the line like this. It'll come down through here like this. So my transformation here is, since 3 is on the outside, or 3 is in the front, that's going to be a vertical expansion. Vertical expansion by 3. And then this -x, see how we have a -x here? That's going to be a reflection over the y-axis. Reflection over the y-axis. And then the equation for the asymptote would just be y equals 0. And then my domain, again, it's going all the way out here. It's going all the way this way. So my domain would be -infinity to infinity. And then my range in interval notation is going to be, my range will be everything above 0. So it's going to be from 0 to infinity. And then domain would be x is a set of all reals, and range would be y greater than 0. And so this is clearly, it's going to be decreasing. Okay, so this will be decreasing because it's going down. Alright, so now let's look at this one. So we have our graph here. Alright, so we want to look at the transformation. So remember, y equals 2 to the x. Okay, we're comparing this point to this point. Alright, so this is our starting point, or vertex, so to speak. So notice it went to the right 1, 2, 3. So shifts right 3. And so it shifted right 3 and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And so 1 over 1, all right. And so the equation for the asymptote, okay, this is my asymptote, this dotted line here. So that's going to be y is equal to negative 5. Now your domain, remember this is my negative infinity, and then it's going all the way out here, so it keeps getting bigger and bigger to where it expands all the way out here to positive infinity. Actually, I should put that there, okay? So my domain would be negative infinity to infinity. And then my range is going to be everything above negative 5. So my range is going to be from negative 5 all the way to infinity. Now you want to make sure you put the parenthesis here because this is an asymptote because my graph never touches this line. So that's why we use the parenthesis here for negative 5. And then in set notation, x is a set of all reals. Range is going to be y greater than negative 5. And then clearly this is increasing because it's going up as I go from left to right. So this is going to be increasing. And then we want to get the equation for the graph. So it shifts right 3. So that's going to be y is equal to 2. Shifts right 3, that's going to be x minus 3. And then down 5, that's going to be minus 5. Alright, so now we'll go back up here. So what value of x is f of x is equal to negative 4. So negative 4 is a y. So negative 4 is right here. And so that x value that gives me negative 4 is 3. And then for what value of x is f of x equal to 3? So again, 3 is a y. Okay, 3 is a y. Where'd it go? Right here. And so 3 is a y. So it'll be right here. X is 6. And then for what value is of x is f of x is equal to negative 5. Notice negative 5 is your asymptote, y equal negative 5. So the line never reaches negative 5. It gets closer and closer and closer, but it never reaches negative 5. So this is just going to be no solution. All right. So now let's finish. We'll knock out a couple of these here. All right, so let's look at number 6 and number 7, and then I'll let you do 8 and 9. All right, so we have our parent function y is equal to 2 to the x. Write the transform equations. All right, so write the equation for the exponential function. So again, it's going to be y is equal to 2. So put a space right there, and then we're going to put x. And then translated left 5, so that's going to be plus 5, okay? So translated left 5, that'll be plus 5. And then down 4, this is our k. So down 4, we're going to put it right here as minus 4. So that'll be our equation. So by looking at this, we should be able to tell that our equation for the asymptote will be y equals negative 4. Your domain, we'll use interval. And then your range is going to be everything above negative 4. So it's going to be from negative 4 to infinity. And then this is going to be increasing. This will be increasing. So the next one, we want to write the equation for the exponential function. Y is equal to 2 to the x. So we're just going to go ahead and put y equals, and put a space, 2 to the x. And so now reflected over the y-axis, so that means we're going to make that negative. And then we want to vertically expand that by 4. So we're going to go 4 times. So that'll be our equation. So our asymptote would be y is equal to 0. Our domain is going to be, again, negative infinity to infinity. And then our range would be all y values greater than 0. So we'll just do it like this. 0 to infinity. Oh. Yeah, that's right. 0 to infinity. Okay. And then this is going to be decreasing. So this graph is going to look very similar to this graph right here. So see how we have a negative x? So this is what happens when we have a negative x. It reflects over the y-axis. Okay? So you can see that it's going down. All right? All right. So I'll let you do those other two.